I feel like the atmosphere is really electric. I mean, listen to it right now, and this is the last day of the show.
Well, it's a great chance for us to gather new business and see what's new in the industry. See you at the next IT Expo.
We'll be here. Hey, it's Rich Tehrani. We're at ITEXPO, the Super Show 2019 in Fort Lauderdale. On our program is Alan Percy. He is with TelcoBridges. Alan, how are you?
I'm really well. Thanks for having me.
Pleasure to have you. So for those people who may not know, tell us a little bit about the company.
Yep. Okay. All right. So TelcoBridges is a software development and hardware development company based in Montreal. It's been making media gateways and signaling gateways since 2003, and now more recently added session border controllers to its software portfolio.
Very exciting. And what are some of the new things you guys have been doing in terms of things coming in the future, innovations?
Right. Well, so one of the key things, and I joined the company a little over a year ago to help them with the marketing for this new platform called FreeSBC. It's their session border controller software. And what this essentially done is given an opportunity for designers and developers of applications to now have a low-cost, very effective security solution for SIP-based networks. So it's kind of a unique opportunity. It sort of pivots the business model to something that we now feel it better fits the business model of many of these new kinds of applications with FreeSBC.
Very exciting. And so when companies are choosing to work with TelcoBridges over other companies, like what are some of the differentiators?
Sure. Well, one of the key things is with TelcoBridges is not only the experience that they've got with their history in developing the media gateways and using that SIP stack to put together the session border controller software package, but they have a tremendous track record of reliable software. It's developed in-house. Their support team is highly dedicated. They have support resources around the globe. And that combination has shown that the customers really value the quality support and the quality of the product that goes along with it. So not only is it a very affordable software package, but it comes with actual commercial support with professionals behind the scenes, as opposed to some of the open source platforms or others like that where you're dependent on the community, which can be somewhat unreliable. So that's probably the key differentiator.
Anything else we should know?
Yes, well, we reached our one-year milestone with FreeSBC back last month, and one of the exciting things about that is we achieved 8 million session downloads, which is a big milestone in the number of people that have been downloading the software, both the free and the pro edition of the
Congrats.
software. Yeah, it's great news. It's great news, and of course that builds a community of people who are now building all kinds of interesting applications. We got our first handful of published case studies on the freesbc.com website. Along with all kinds of application notes, and we've been running a regular monthly webinar series with a series of how-tos, how to utilize the software, how to install it, some of the use cases, maybe untangling some of the terminology within the SIP environment. So it's been very, very exciting from that standpoint. Yeah.
Well, thanks for being here.
Yeah, my pleasure, my pleasure. So, Rich, I'm going to turn it on you real quick. I'm going to turn around and ask you something. This is the 20th year for ITEXPO, and I'm sure you and your team are quite excited about it. And obviously, we're celebrating this milestone with you. I'm curious, how in the world did you end up? Tell us about the first days. And I was there with you in those first days in San Diego. But share with everyone those first couple of days and where it all came from.
Well, for those people who may not remember or may not know, there was something called a dot-com boom in the 90s, and part of that was a telecom boom, and it was just so much excitement and euphoria back in the day, and telecom was very expensive. Making phone calls, international phone calls were expensive. Even around that time, it could cost 25 cents for me to call one town over in my home state. And that's 25 cents a minute. So, I mean, it was pretty crazy. And this new technology came out, and the quality relative to today really stunk, but it saved a lot of money, and it had a lot of potential. And some of us saw the potential, and thankfully we decided that there was an opportunity for the future. in it. And in the early days, we first had a magazine called Internet Telephony, and as I've detailed a few times, we were ridiculed when we came out with a magazine because people thought it was back then it was a hobbyist toy. It wasn't really something that businesses would consider. And there were, maybe a few hundred or thousand hobbyists. It was like ham radio, really.
Yep.
And then it eventually evolved, and here we are today.
Yeah, no, it's I remember those early days, and as you mentioned, it was pretty primitive compared to what we do today. Very simple codecs, very poor error correction in some of the platforms. But the point was recognizing the value was, I guess, what TMC was able to bring is recognize this opportunity and provide a platform that then the vendors could connect with potential customers and do joint demonstrations and be able to tell the story of where Voice over IP was going to go. And so obviously what you folks did and bringing the show together and starting those first couple of years at the Del Coronado, bringing the expertise all under literally one tent, because that's what we had, if you remember.
Yeah, we it's interesting. We had our show at the Hotel Del Coronado. As you said, it was just off of San Diego, and a few months before the show, they told us they're doing construction and our show will be in a tent, and there wasn't really much we could do at that point. And so our first show was in a tent, and we gave a credit to all the exhibitors. I think we gave them like a free weekend stay. I think we told the hotel, you better do this, if you want to keep our business, and they did. They were accommodating, and so people were happy. It turned out it was a fantastic event.
Yeah.
It exceeded expectations. It was pretty exciting, and then from there, now we're much more than just voice over IP. We're a whole communications and technology event, and we've got all these Techsupershow events that are co-located, so it really served as a nice anchor for what we see as really the business and the business communications and tech event for the industry.
Yep. Well, it's been an exciting 20 years, and we look forward to many, many more together, I'm sure. And can't thank you enough.
Thank you for being there since the early days.
Yeah, no, and thanks for obviously all you've done over all the years. It's been great. Thanks so much.
Thank you.